I think it started.
Okay. ZaStando, you can go ahead and make a premise.
You know about my super argument, right?
No.
Just go over it.
Is that your premise? ZaStando, is that your premise?
What?
I'm asking you if that's your premise.
That is an argument.
That superdimensionality equals tier 1.
Let me just. Okay, so here's the explanation. Super dimensional, a Japanese term for chojigen. It has so means super, beyond, over. The other is takai, which basically means high, higher. And the last one is dimensions, dimensionality.
Well, those are the root words. Sorry, mind me. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, so is a super dimensional being.
Okay.
The translations and information I got, by default, the term would mean outerverse level.
Why would you mean universal level? Are you saying it's because it's beyond dimensionality as a concept on a whole?
I think I should show an example.
No, you can just answer the question. It won't render your argument invalid.
It's beyond higher dimensionality. On Virtual Wiki, apparently, it's even the justification Chao Shin being 1A.
Can you show a screenshot of that?
Actually, I could just give you the freaking and then show you what it says.
That's fine, Axiom. Anybody who wins just wins in this debate.
The Wi-Fi is terrible. Okay, I got the page. Hold up a second.
Okay.
Oh,
The chosen. Oh wait. I know what you're talking about. No, I know what you're talking about. Okay, the problem here is that within the chosen context, there's in the untranslated versions, there's different signs of kanji that's used to refer to dimensionality. And in the English sub, when they say superdimensionality, it either means interchangeably beyond the concept of dimensions or just referring to them as a dimensional being. But in the untranslated version, they use two different kanjis. So that's why it's contextual in that verse. It doesn't mean that, if they say superdimensionality once, it's automatically out-versal. As a matter of fact.
Go ahead.
Okay. As a matter of fact, let's go with the root words. I'll just steam on your argument and say that sure, it means beyond, right? The statement came from Eggman, right? And he has shown no context of understanding dimensional concepts such as Hilbert space, which contains infinite dimensions, and he has not shown any context of understanding, let's say like Euler space or something, you can't, Occam's razor would dictate that his knowledge is limited to studying the four dimensions, considering the fact that he created the time eater, which is going to destroy time and space. So since the statement is coming from Eggman, once he says superdimensionality, and let me just steal man you and say that superdimensional means beyond, it's just going to put it in the concept that super, right? It just means beyond the four dimensions that exist in the universe. Because that's the only context he knows about dimensions. Or that's the only context he's shown to know about dimensions.
Here's the problem with that. What you just mentioned is higher dimensions.
And
Show it again.
okay, but that doesn't matter. Okay, but that doesn't matter.
Actually, because even in the translations that could even show.
Okay, the problem here is that, hang on. The problem here is that Eggman doesn't have any context for higher dimensions. His knowledge is only limited to four dimensions. Hang on, I'll even get the scan of him saying it.
Okay, let me just say something. You're saying super dimensional is basically just limited to the fourth dimension in this context. That's not how it works. I've been researching this. I've looked up the kanji and everything.
Okay, the kanji, I've already heard the explanation. And the kanji that you're describing, it's the same, the roots for those kanji, it's the same as super in English, which means beyond, right? So putting beyond in the context of dimensionality, it just means that it's beyond dimensionality. And we have to go by the context that Eggman knows. So I'm just going to ask you, could you prove that Eggman has any knowledge about higher dimensions?
I mean, this guy has the IQ of 300.
Well, Einstein, Einstein had Einstein had a high IQ, but he didn't know about like concepts of, I don't know, Hilbert space, and there's no context if he knew about things like the theory of forms.
Yeah, but Eggman is smarter than Einstein. He's
But the point is, okay, hang on. The point is being smart doesn't mean that you're omniscient about everything. You'd have to prove that he actually knows it. That's what you're claiming.
Albert Einstein wasn't omniscient, and he established the fourth dimension.
He did establish the fourth dimension, but he didn't know about Hilbert space.
Okay.
So you have to prove inside of this context that Eggman has knowledge of that. Being smart doesn't prove that. You're basically saying that if he's smart.
Parallel universes.
Pardon?
Does.
Pardon?
Knowledge of parallel universes. Sonic Rush.
So if he knows about parallel universes, that doesn't mean he knows about higher dimensions.
I did say he was going to create a Eggman land beyond.
What context? Okay, in Blaze's context, her dimension was just a universe.
Within context, that's clearly a higher dimension.
No, it isn't, because you can destroy a universe and still be beyond it.
What do you mean by that? I beg your pardon?
You can destroy a universe and be beyond it. Don't you think that? So by your logic, if you're going to argue that he's fifth dimensional by that, then I could argue that somebody like, I don't know, Goku's fifth dimensional just because he can destroy a universe.
But that's not beyond the universe, though.
It's just an analogy. Destroying a universe means that you're beyond it. If you weren't beyond it, that means you couldn't destroy it.
Black holes can destroy regions of the universe.
Okay.
I'm not getting what you're saying.
What does that have to do with my point?
You're saying if you can destroy the universe, you're beyond it.
Yes.
Theories that black holes can destroy the universe.
If black holes can destroy the universe, they are beyond it. Okay, let's say I steal Manu and say, fine, black holes can destroy the universe. That will still mean they're beyond it. If they weren't beyond it, they wouldn't be able to destroy it. So simply being beyond a universe or being beyond someone's dimension doesn't mean that you're a higher dimension than them. You could just have the strength to destroy them or the strength to create a universe. It doesn't mean that you're a higher dimension above them.
Look, I think we should bring this down. Okay, what is Goku?
Huh?
What is Goku like?
Where is Goku?
What is his being?
What do you mean by that?
30 or 40? Let's just state that.
His form?
Primary existence.
He's third dimensional with fourth dimensional attacking power.
The fourth dimension is time. It's not necessarily limited to a universe.
I know what the fourth dimension is. What does that have to do with my argument?
Fourth dimension is regarded as time.
Yes.
Like time meter can erase all of time and space. It's been stated in an interview that he can do that. He can destroy dimension time. Place it in a white void.
Okay.
Or white space.
That just means that time and space doesn't exist. Does that mean he can destroy the fifth dimension? No, it doesn't. It just means that he can destroy the four dimensions, not the fifth one, if a fifth one even exists inside of the universe.
Okay. No.
Okay, so I've already gone over the superdimensional point, and I feel like we can move on because I think I've validly presented my case. So can you present your next feat? Because I don't want to stick to this topic unless you have a new counter argument.
You can be. Do you agree that you can be universal in a dimension size of any complexity?
If you're universal, you can do whatever the hell you want with dimensions. You can go in the fifth, sixth, seventh dimension. The point of universal is that you can still go back to the outerverse. You can still be beyond dimensions. Like, do you know what outerverse means? Or do you know the dialectics in between the outerverse? Okay, tell me what an outerverse is.
Completely.
It's when you transcend dimensions, right?
Okay.
Wait, just answer. It's when you transcend dimensions, right?
So basically,
just answer the question. It's when you transcend dimensions, right? When you're universal, you transcend the concept of dimensions, right?
Beyond.
Yes. When you transcend it, it's still the same thing. So if you transcend it, you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So you can go inside of it and come back out.
I think it would be nice to explain this. Okay, so the setting of Universe is essentially on the fourth dimension, right?
What?
Okay. The Sonic verse, like, objectively has a fourth dimension, right? See what we know as a dimension of time.
Okay.
Okay. Solaris, a superdimensional being, is beyond higher dimensions that can still be universal. Right?
And I told you in that context, Eggman was saying it. And Eggman has no idea of higher dimensional space.
Doesn't.
Pardon?
How do you know the Q of 300?
Okay, and I've already brought up the analogy that, if you're smart, that doesn't mean you're omniscient.
Yeah, but you can process
Okay, I'll steam on you. Yes, he has a high IQ.
You can process higher dimensions and stuff.
No, he has to show that he has a high. You do know that if Eggman like studies other concepts in dimensions such as time, space, and he understands it like the back of the hand, that could constitute to his higher IQ, right? He doesn't have to know about Hilbert space or higher dimensions to have a high IQ. That's essentially what you're claiming.
A reversal concept in a sense.
What? Did you not hear what I just said? ZaStando, did you hear what I just said? ZaStando. Is he speaking or?
No, he is.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'm just gonna reiterate my point. Having a high IQ doesn't mean that you automatically know about higher dimensions. You'd have to prove it. Oh, this Anyways, I'm just gonna ask Axiom. What do you think of the debate so far, and who do you think is winning? Okay. Yeah, it is. I know, like Striker. Um, I don't know if you're a judge, but I'd like to hear your opinion as well. You can just type it out if you want, or you can speak. All right. Is doing better than me. I'm just rediscussing my points on a different topic. Okay, ZaStando, we can move on from this point. Okay. You had another claim of Sonic being high out of Versa level, and you had more claims of Sonic being high complex multiversal level. So the debate offer was whether Sonic is tier 1 or not. So I want to attack each of those claims. We've already went over the super dimensional thing, and I don't want to sound like an asshole or anything, but I think the general consensus is that I won that part of the argument. So we can go over your high complex multiversal arguments. My thoughts on which claim? The super dimensional thing?
No, that's gone.
Okay.
Basically, the conclusion is we don't know if Eggman has any knowledge on dimensions or not, and therefore it's like vague or unacceptable or something. I don't know. I guess that's the what I got.
I'm saying that it just depends on context, but yeah, you are right.
Okay. So you're familiar with the Degeki Bunko fighting climax argument I made like a few months back?
Yeah, because it contains 11 dimensions, and I said something
And a
about
few of them have like more than 11 dimensions. Actually, Toaru follows Schrodinger's cat.
Okay, wait, hang on. I don't mean to interrupt you. Striker, you're recording now, right? Okay. All right. You can go.
All right, so I did say that the stages are dreams and stuff, right?
Yes.
And how One of them is Sonic the Hedgehog, and you. What was your argument for that?
I said you couldn't use it because they were in a dream. But what do you have? What's in your arguments for it now?
Well, the two align themselves because of Imaginary World from Sonic Shuffle.
So you're saying their dreams are actually universes,
Yes.
and you're saying that, well, in your words, since Solaris, well, I'm going to steelman you and say that the crossover is valid, even though I don't think it is, but this is a steelman, so it's fine. In your words, you said that Solaris was going to destroy everything, and that would include the 11 dimensions, right?
Well, actually, where do you have Schrodinger's cat and Many Worlds interpretation?
Where do I have it? Many worlds interpretation?
Well, explain both.
I don't know. I just know that in many worlds interpretation, each timelines, each timelines branch off into each other because of one possibility going off into the next. So I don't really have a tier for it.
Yes, you got it right. But do you know what quantum mechanics consist of?
Yes.
Or one of those Hilbert space.
Sure.
Schrodinger's cat and Many Worlds interpretation uses quantum mechanics. Hilbert spaces are the formulation of quantum mechanics.
Well, algebra uses math, but geometry isn't a part of algebra. So you can't just say that just because it's on the one topic that it contains another topic.
It uses the topic.
I know. Yeah, but algebra uses math, and geometry uses math, but geometry isn't in algebra.
I'm not getting what you're trying to say here.
You're not getting what I'm saying?
No.
You said that you could use it's higher dimensional because it uses quantum mechanics, right?
Quantum mechanics. Okay, I think you misunderstand. You see, the principles of quantum mechanics is. I think it's better if I just give you a link. Let me just hop out for a second.
If this goes on, I'm just gonna steelman him again, and so we can move on with the debate. Yeah, because I'm gonna be steelmanning him a lot, because he tends to like stick to one point like really badly sometimes. He's typing mathematical formulations of quantum mechanics.
Hey, progralic.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means to formulate?
Sure.
What is it?
Well, I don't know, create or prepare with a method.
To make up and create.
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you left the make up part out.
What's the difference between? Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, so the link.
What about it?
It says that quantum mechanics consists of Hilbert space, and those things make a rigorous description of what quantum mechanics is.
Okay. They're still different topics. That's all I'm saying. But I'm going to steelman you.
Different topics.
Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm going to steelman you.
It's basically saying that extra dimensions. You're trying to compare it. What extra dimensions is.
Listen, ZaStando, you don't have to go on with this. I'm steelmanning you. Do you know what steelmanning is?
What?
Okay. A steelman is like, even though I don't agree with your argument, we'll just for the sake of it, say that you're right. Okay, where are you going with this?
Hmm?
A
Oh,
steel
where am
man.
I going?
Yes.
Well, Toaru is a part of Dengeki Bunko. Solaris destroys everything. High 1B.
Okay, so Lars didn't destroy everything.
The point is, he is the manual states he would collapse everything into nothingness. Now,
Yeah.
now let's downplay this a bit and saying he was doing it one by one. You are destroying an infinite dimensional structure. Point blank.
No.
Yes.
It says that he will revert time into nothingness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back in a sec.
I'm gonna be like dabbling with context here and everything. So if it does say everything, I can just prove what it means in the context of the actual game.
Tell me when I can begin.
Okay, you can continue, ZaStando.
All right. So yeah, the scan says Solaris will transform everything to nothingness. Basically, Solaris should scale to the entire cosmology within Sonic.
Okay,
It's
so
even supported by the fact that he eats dimensions and will erase all timelines.
yeah, all timelines are fourth dimensional, but in the context that it's speaking of, it's obviously correlating to what Eggman said that he'll destroy time and make it disappear into nothingness. And this is talking from Sonic's point of view. So if time is destroyed, right, he obviously wouldn't survive it. So everything in regards to him or to what he knows will be destroyed.
But the
Hang on, wait,
manual
I'll get the scan.
is going beyond that.
I know what the manual is saying, but there's more consistency inside of the game itself. And the game is where the events take place.
It's the
So
official guide.
even I know it's the official guide. I'm telling you the context in which it's saying it in, and it's more consistent inside of the game. So what you're saying about the official guide, it's not him destroying everything isn't invalid, but it's contextual to him reverting time into nothingness, as Eggman said multiple times.
No, it's just going beyond the view of what Eggman said, actually.
No, if he was going beyond the view, then Eggman wouldn't say time would be reverted to nothingness. He would say everything would be reverting to nothingness. Because if he just said time, it would be paradoxical with what the manual says. And it's more consistent inside of the game, considering it says all timelines would be destroyed as well. So there's two statements versus one manual statement. So I'm more consistent. Did you hear?
Okay. Do you disagree with Dengeki Bunko being a part of Sonic cosmology?
I said I'm steel manning you. That doesn't matter.
Okay then. Well, the universe of Toaru functions on 11 dimensions.
I know what it functions on. I know what it functions on, ZaStando. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, I know.
Okay, repeat what I said.
But he can destroy universes, timelines, dimensions. It would
Okay,
include those.
do you know what time? Do you know what the dimensionality of time? All right, tell me what a timeline is.
Hmm?
Tell me what a timeline is.
It's basically a region of time and space created by the interactions of an atom.
What?
Yes.
No, it's just a period in time. It's just a different period in time. That's literally what it is. Or a different time
Well, I
space.
thought you meant by like what, how they're made or something.
No, I'm just asking you what it is.
Oh, then,
If
yeah.
it's a different period in time, right, and you go to it, you're in a different time space. It's still fourth dimensional. So even if Solaris does what he does, he's just destroying the 4 dimensions. He's not destroying the 11 ones. Or 6 ones, since 6 is, mind me, not 6, 7, since 7 added to 4 is 11.
Wait.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Do
you want me to repeat it?
Go ahead, I'm thinking.
Okay. I said, even if Solaris does what he was going to do, which is revert time to nothing, that'll only affect the 4 dimensions, considering time is 4-dimensional, and timelines are 4-dimensional. It's not going to affect...
There can be higher dimensions of time.
No, they can't. Or at least, there can be high dimensions.
They have to be added on by...
Yeah, they have to be added on to it, right?
Yeah, but it has time overall.
It has time, but they still exist as their own dimension. Like if you're gonna destroy, let's say, the 3 dimensions, right? You won't be affecting. Let's say I destroy universal space, right, or something. Just space alone. I won't be affecting time. Time will still exist. It can exist as its own dimension.
Except that the 11 dimensions exist apart of to our space-time continuum.
It doesn't matter. Because those dimensions...
Yes, it does matter, because
I'm
those layers...
Okay.
It's operating under layers.
Do you agree that if I destroy 3 dimensions, that time itself can still exist on its own?
Yes.
Okay, then you're conceding to the fact that if I destroy those 4 dimensions of time, those other 7 can exist on their own. You're doing an unironic concession if you actually agree with my point. That if you destroy 3, the other 1 can stay on its own. So if it's a case where what you're saying is that if I, let's say, 2 dimensions, right? If I draw a 2-dimensional paper, if I draw something, mind me, if I draw something 2-dimensional on a paper and I take the paper and tear it up, then the dimension I'm living in, which is the 3rd dimension, and the other 4th dimension would have to be destroyed as well. That's what you're claiming.
Ah, okay. I remember something. Solaris is a transcendental superdimensional life form.
We already went over superdimensional. And transcendental, yeah, I know what transcendental means.
Yeah, that means he goes beyond.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can go.
Would it be possible for him to destroy it then, or are you saying no?
Beyond the space and time? Well, we already went over the Eggman context thing, and we already know what Eggman was saying.
Yeah, but that was with the super dimensional. This is transcendental.
No, I'm talking about him saying time would revert to nothingness.
But
when he's talking about
Solaris is beyond time.
Hold on.
He's a god of it.
Okay, so hold on. Well, being beyond time doesn't make you 11D, but
well, in some cases, hang on. Like if you're atemporal.
How does being atemporal make you 11-dimensional? Or as a matter of fact, this is a derail. I was saying that even if
are you? Oh, you know what? I don't even need to go over this because I have something else.
Do you
I can see it. I can see it. Okay. This is something new. Do you know what Neoplatonism is?
Is it that thing that's a part of Plato's philosophy?
Well, a branch of it. It uses forms and has an astral plane, which essentially has like many heavens, many hells, that type of thing. Sonic has an astral plane.
Can you prove that? Wait, sorry if I'm interrupting you. Can you prove Neoplatonism? Mind me. Can you prove Neoplatonism has the theory of forms?
Hmm?
Can you prove Neoplatonism?
Oh, well,
goes over the theory of forms. Or can you tell me, but first, before you do that, can you tell me what the theory of forms are?
Hmm?
Tell me what the theory of forms are.
It's basically Plato's uh theory that there's a real world far beyond us, aspatial, atemporal, transdual, and the world we live in is just a shadow speck illusion of it.
No,
Yes.
no. The theory of forms, it is universal, but I'm telling you what it is. The theory of forms assumes that there's, let's say we have this, let's say I use I don't know, a stone or something, right? There's a stone. There's multiple other stones around the place. There could be a big stone. There could be a little stone, right? However, if I use one stone, right, I can't use that stone to represent a smaller stone. However, there is um, a higher stone that can be used as a representation for all those stones. And that higher stone is beyond duality. It's beyond
No, I think you're
light.
using ideas. That's not formed. I could even show you a link.
All right, sure. But either way, I'm going to finish. That stone can be used to represent all the other stones. So, oh, and mind me, sorry, you said theory of ideas.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as theory of forms. Sorry.
Ideas are used to represent forms.
No, it's the same thing. I can hang on. I can look. Theory. There we go. You can read the very first sentence. It says it's the exact same thing. Or as a matter of fact, I'll even link Wikipedia for you.
Kind of on Wikipedia right now.
Yeah, it says the theory of form or the theory of ideas, and they're interchangeable.
I'm right here. Where does it say that?
It's in the very first sentence. The theory of forms or the theory of ideas is a philosophical theory.
Okay.
And it's in the first link I sent to.
I explained why it's universal. What's yours?
What's mine? What?
You say it's universal, right? Why
The
do you
theory
think
of
it's
form.
universal?
I
Even
just
though I
told you.
already know.
I just told you. It's because they're beyond the duality. Like what they represent, they're beyond duality. They're beyond time and space. Hang on. I have a
It's
link.
also beyond all forms of space and time. That's also why
I'm
it's
I'm
universal.
I'm aware. I'm aware. So
Yeah, but you said no,
you're
it's
saying
not before.
yeah. I said no. It's not because you didn't prove it in Neoplatonism. Neoplatonism is a branch of Plato's writing. It doesn't
Oh,
include
that,
everything. Yeah, it
that.
doesn't
Okay,
include everything what Plato says.
okay. Now I'm getting you.
This is like saying that since metaphysics deals with space and time, and since souls deals with metaphysics, that's like saying souls are universal plus, just because metaphysics deals with space and time. So just because like it's a branch of his writing, it doesn't automatically mean that, you know, if you're in an astral plane or if you're a soul or something, it doesn't mean that you're an universal concept.
Okay, you jumped the gun.
What did Can you at least debunk it, or?
Yeah, I'm getting my scans.
Okay. I'd also like to add on that Plato did write about politics too, so that's going to be
Yeah, I
useless.
know you wrote about politics, the
So
forms and stuff. It was in the Republic. Yeah, I'm familiar.
okay, all right. Okay, just tell me what you're gonna send entails, because this is taking a long time.
Okay. Neoplatonism, according to a book, is a synthesis of many philosophies. Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, Empedocles, uh, and it has abstract and metaphysical dimensions, that type of thing.
Okay.
And then in another scan I had, I don't know where it is. Uh, it couldn't distinguish itself from Platonism, meaning it was similar, really identical. No one could tell it apart. That's what I
It
got.
couldn't distinguish itself from Platonism.
Couldn't. Wait, let me just. I think I know where it is.
All right.
Just. There.
You'd have to prove it's modern Platonism as well, because
Huh? No,
I said,
it's not exactly modern Platonism.
I know.
It
Well,
came some time after it.
if it's not modern Platonism, and if it acts as a route towards how modern Platonism is used, then I don't think you can use it to scale it to Platonism, because it came in 204 and 270 AD.
If it couldn't be distinguished from it, then I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure
Well,
about that
you would have to, well, if that's okay, you'd have to prove that or you don't have to prove they're the exact same. Just prove that the theory of forms act the same way that it does in Neoplatonism. And you'd have to prove that they're beyond unlikeness and likeness as well.
Okay. Let me just get a quote or something.
Because you do know that Neoplatonism is different from modern Platonism, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I don't want to be a dick, but we're kind of unironically conceding then.
All right.
Oh yeah, I think this is nice.
Okay.
Crap, can't copy it. Whoa.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay. Dang. No, don't click on it yet. Don't click on it yet.
Some time ago. Well, we already went over this, so I'm asking you to prove that if there's concepts, if the exact concepts in Platonism is similar to Neoplatonism.
Well, there's one difference, but it holds Plato's philosophy on the highest degree and literally states that it has all the assets beyond theological metaphysical dimensions and stuff.
Do you
That's
know what?
what's
Do you know what metaphysical means?
yeah.
What does it mean?
It means
Now, give me like a base summary,
well,
because
I'm looking for
you
something.
said you said you knew what it meant.
I know what it means.
So why do you have to look it up? Are you lying to me?
I'm not looking it up.
You said you were looking a while ago.
No, I'm just focusing on looking for more evidence.
Okay, so just tell me what metaphysical means.
Wait a second.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you. It studies like objects, properties, space, and time, and cause and effect. So there's that. Wait a minute. Sorry. Hang on. I'm gonna use the bathroom. Hang on. Okay, I'm back.
Huh.
All right. Some axiom. Oh, he's out. All right. Axiom. Do you want me to just go for a Steelman or for this Neoplatonism? Okay. So let's say that Neoplatonism is just has everything Platonic. Platonism does. Let's say it's the exact same thing, right? Even though I don't agree with that. Let's just say for the sake of it. Um, you said that Sonic covers Neoplatonism because it has abstract astral projection, right?
Wait. I'm fixing the freaking links.
It doesn't matter. I'm still manning you, ZaStando.
Alright.
Okay. So are you saying it's because it's in an astral plane?
No, astral planes prove Neoplatonism. There's also the fact that that Sonic Verse has heaven and a hell.
You're gay. I told you.
Not lying.
Okay.
In a translation of
You don't-
Sonic Forces, it says that
Okay.
Chaos was
You're
supposed to go to heaven or
Okay.
something.
Okay.
How can I be gay?
Huh?
Scams.
Okay. Axiom,
Okay.
Axiom.
I think I got something.
Wait, Axiom, is that you or? Axiom, was that you speaking or?
Me?
Never mind. It wasn't him. Okay, so you're saying
Okay, so
it's because-
basically it says that basically the source I found. Dang, I'm rushing so hard I can't even process my thoughts correctly. Anyway, okay. I got something that says that platonic forms are in the mind of God. And
Okay, ZaStando, it doesn't matter. I'm still manning you. What is your point?
my point is that, well, Solaris is a transcendental life form, so it would relate to that.
How would it relate to that?
Hmm?
I already went over the context in which Eggman was talking to him.
So beyond time and space.
If it's, well, inside of the context, Eggman is saying that he would destroy nothing but time, so we can equate that to what he actually means by that.
He's already transcended time and space.
Yeah, I know.
He said he's a transcendental life form.
Yeah.
That exists throughout all of time. For that means
all of time.
He's not limited to time. Basically,
no,
what I'm hearing.
You just said throughout all of time.
No, you just said transcendental life form.
You just
that exists
throughout all
of time and space.
You just said throughout all of time. Platonic concepts exist above likeness and unlikeness, which would include being throughout time and not being throughout time. So what you're saying is paradoxical.
Okay, but look.
If he's throughout all of time, that's paradoxical because he should not be throughout all of time as well. Platonic concepts already exist that already transcends that duality.
Let me just find something.
I already showed the likeness and unlikeness thing, so. Okay. You weren't hearing us? Oh, all right.
Huh.
And Sandra, just tell me what you're searching for, so I can see if it falls in line with what I said. And saying that Neoplatonism is the same as Platonism. The reason why I'm still manning you is because that it's for the sake of you not being able to post that many scans and trying to explain them. So you can just explain what you're looking for. Oh, oh my
Okay.
God.
Okay, so I already brought up that Neoplatonism is in the sun cosmology, and it basically goes back to Solaris being able to erase everything, going by the manual.
Okay, I've already proven that it's more consistent in the game. And you yourself, like, this is you verbatim, said that he's a transcendental life form, superdimensional life form, throughout time. That's not, that's paradoxical, because Platonic concepts exist above likeness and unlikeness, which will include being throughout time and not being throughout time. So if he's throughout time, that means he's not throughout time. That's paradoxical.
Okay. Cutscene.
So even if Platonic, mind me, even if Neoplatonism and Platonism exists inside of the verse, which is something I don't agree with, but I'm still minding you, it wouldn't matter because what you said was contradictory. And to add on, if it's actually throughout time itself, right? And if we're actually going by your logic of Solaris destroying everything, including the Platonic concepts, it'll be paradoxical because, as I already said, it's supposed to be beyond likeness and unlikeness. So it'll make more sense if the context was in that he's destroying time.
It emphasizes more on time, but one source says that.
Wait. It emphasizes more on time?
Hold up.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna. What is this? It's a transcendental life form. Okay, this. Okay, I'm gonna
basically, the context necessarily says
transcendent life form that exists in the past, present, and future.
Okay, so if it exists in the past, present, and future, then that means that it has a state where it can't not exist in the past, present, and future. So it's something that he does. I've already told you that the theory of forms are beyond likeness and unlikeness. So Solaris is supposed
actually
to
being transcendent in a Neoplatonic cosmology would be closer to perfection, closer to God. That type of.
Okay, I don't care. What does that have to do with what I just said?
Because since
Okay, ZaStando, repeat my premise to me. ZaStando, repeat my premise to me.
now that I think about it, I heard what you said, but
Okay.
I've been waiting to bring up my own premise that I kind of forgot it.
Well, you brought up a lot of premise that I had to steal, man, just to keep the debate going. So we didn't stick on that point. But my premise is that since he exists through the past, present, and future, that means that he can not do that, right?
Well, actually,
If you're saying that, if you're saying he has to transcend both existing in the past, present, and future, and both not existing in the past, present, and future, because they're two duals. But if he's doing one, that's paradoxical to what you're saying, because theory of forms transcends likeness and unlikeness. I can get the. Give me a second.
If he's a okay, in the context, Eggman says
I know what the context
he's
says.
a transcendental life form
Okay.
that exists in past, present, and
Okay.
future.
ZaStando, repeat my premise to me.
You're saying that Solaris can't.
I never said Solaris can't do anything. Repeat my premise to me.
That Solaris existing in the past, present, and future is paradoxical.
Paradoxical, yes. Tell me why it is paradoxical. Repeat it to me. No, repeat what I said, or you can summarize it.
Okay, I can't say it.
You can't say it.
No.
Okay. He can't exist in the past. He can. I mean, he can exist in the past, present, and future. But there is a state where he can't be in a state where he can't exist in the past, present, and future, right? So I'm saying that's paradoxical because the theory of forms transcends likeness and unlikeness. So it's not supposed to be a case where he exists in the past, present, and future only. He's supposed to transcend both existing in the past, present, and future, and not existing in the past, present, and future, because those two are unlike each other. Like it's the exact opposite.
Wait. No. Forms are supposed to make up everything, right?
They're supposed to transcend likeness and unlikeness, but they do represent a specific thing.
Nah, get that thing away from me.
What?
Okay,
Give me 1 second. Open this to new tab. I have so many tabs open right now because of this debate. Like, okay, it's not this one. Hang on. Okay, just waiting. By the way, do you know what the Timaeus is? ZaStando.
what?
Do you know what the Timaeus is?
No.
You don't know what the Timaeus is. Okay. Oh, why is this not loading? Hang on. It's taking a while to load. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Okay. Jesus. Here is a question of being. Okay, alright, hang on.
Oh, I got something.
Hang on, I'm looking for something.
Okay.
I'm gonna show you so you can actually understand my point. There is one. Mind me. Alright, hang on. Unlike this. Okay. 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 So everything that's the Satisfactorious. Anything being described in the Satisfactorious, which includes all dual concepts, which includes likeness and unlikeness, the theory of forms transcend. Solaris existing in the past, present, and future contradicts that.
Well, I mean, there is something interesting.
What?
Well, the
What happened to her?
platonic forms are supposed to exist in the real world.
What?
Yes.
No, I'm asking you, what did you say?
Oh, you sent something.
What?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you what you said. Platonic forms don't exist in the real world, or they do?
Okay. Forms are supposed to exist in the real world, and they are transcendent to all
Prove that
to the
forms exist.
physical world,
Proves
heaven
that
and
forms and proves that forms exist in the real world. Because they're above all of duality. If you're talking about as an abstract concept, then fine, sure, the concept of God exists in the real world. However, the concept itself goes beyond the unlikeness and duality as a whole. That would include existing in the real world and not existing in the real world.
So you do know that Plato's philosophy is saying that the world we live in is fake, and there's a perfect one outside of this one.
Yes, the
And
perfect one. Go ahead.
that's called real.
No, what he's saying is that the perfect one can act as a true representation for all the objects in the fake world because they exist above duality, likeness, and unlikeness. They don't have any state of unlikeness at all, right? They can be used as a perfect representation. That's the context it's in. So they're perfect in every single way that they don't have anything terrible about them. They can be used to represent anything. So, okay, I just want to add on. So when he says our world is fake, he's not saying like we're not real, right? He's saying that we're so stupidly inferior to that perfect world because that perfect world can be used as the perfect representation for us.
Okay, so if platonic forms exist and it exists beyond the physical world, Solaris, why wouldn't Solaris be able to harm it?
What the Platonic concepts? Because you
Yes.
said he traverses, mind me, he exists in the past, present, and future. That can't be the case. So transcendental in this context is referring to transcendental in time. Because if he exists in the past, present, and future, right, there's no way he can harm Platonic concepts because Platonic concepts, they exist above unlikeness and likeness as well, including being time and being and not being time. They exist above that. So they don't exist in the past, present, and future like how Solaris
But
does.
it's not. It's not. No. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
the dimension of time is I'm gonna use this as an example, is beyond a varying amount of universes.
You kind of cut out. What did you say?
I said that the dimension of time is beyond a varying amount of universes.
What do you mean? Elaborate on that.
Time as a dimension is known as housing countless universes, or
No, no, no. That's what a multiverse does. Each universe has their own timeline. Time doesn't encompass all of that. That's what a multiverse does. you can, I mean, this is probably irrelevant, but you can apply higher dimensions to, like, let's say a multiverse or something, but you can't. Time doesn't encompass multiple universes. A multiverse does that. A multiverse is a set of universes, and the multiverse contains all of those universes.
Hmm.
Hmm. Oh boy. Multiple universes. So here.
Okay, I'm back.
Also, just want to apologize that everybody wanted to. They'll get the recording. Axiom.
All right.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard.
Oh. Are you at least describing? Are you at least describing how the debate is going to them now, or? Axiom, I'm asking you. I don't know. Ah, okay. All right. ZaStando, refute that claim what I just made, please. Hello?
Okay. Well, I was going to use the fact that Sonic's world is regarded as a real world.
The what world?
Real
Sonic?
world. Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight.
It's regarded as
They
a real world.
they describe his world as real, but at the same time, those worlds aren't fake either.
I already told you what the context of fake means. Can you repeat the context of fake? What Plato meant when he said fake world to me, please?
You said that he.
Okay. I'm assuming you don't know. When he said this world is our fake world, it's because we can't use an object, right, to represent all other objects that has characteristics to it. So the perfect world, right, it has the theory of forms, and those forms can be used as a representation to what's it called, represent all other objects, or all other objects that's under that criteria, like say a platonic apple or fucking something. Like the platonic apple can be used to represent all apples because the platonic apple is the perfect apple. I'm just to add on that inside of Sonic and the Black Knight, you can see there's people. There's multiple people there. There's multiple stones there. There's multiple everything. Like those are just everyday objects, right? You can't use like one object to represent all of those things, right? It's contradictory. So our world is real, but our world is real. But when Plato says it's fake, it's just that it's not like it's stupidly inferior to the perfect world. that contains the theory of forms.
Wait, what? No. You're asking. No. Forms reside in everything. Forms are above everything. With
Forms are of
itself and by
everything, yes.
itself.
Yes, they represent everything. They are the perfect thing. I did say so.
I did display that Neoplatonism has Platonic
Okay,
forms
and
in the body of God, right?
okay, and I steelmanned you on that, and I'm saying that's irrelevant because Solaris exists in the past, present, and future. He's supposed to transcend it, not exist in it.
Wait,
Do you know why?
but he's a transcendent life form.
Okay, but he still exists in the past, present, and future. So if it's transcendental, it's in the context of transcending time, right? And like I said, you can something there. You can destroy time, and theoretically, you'll be transcended. All this neo talk and super mirror, all this uh, he's supposed to because the theory of forms exists beyond likeness and unlikeness. He's supposed to exist in a state that can exist in the past, present, and future, right? And cannot exist in the past, present, and future because those two are direct opposites. And Platonic, mind me, the theory of forms exists beyond unlikeness and likeness.
No, I'm still confused on. Okay. Okay, so
Solaris exists in the past, present, and future, right?
yeah.
That is not supposed to be the case because the theory of forms exists beyond likeness and unlikeness, which would include existing in the past, present, and future, and not existing in the past, present, and future. He isn't supposed to just exist in the past, present, and future. He's supposed to exist beyond those two dual things. So him being transcendental in this context can relate to him transcending time, considering it says he exists in the past, present, and future.
So he transcends things with form. Okay, I'm a little bit lost.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'll take this.
I know this.
Okay. The theory of forms exists beyond likeness and unlikeness, right?
Yeah.
Solaris exists in the past, present, and future, right?
Yes.
So he's in a state where he exists in the past, present, and future.
Okay.
Right? He's not supposed to be in that state. He's supposed to be above a state that both exists in the past, present, and future, and not exist in the past, present, and future.
Wait, where does it say that?
It says that Platonic forms exist beyond likeness and unlikeness, all dual concepts. You agree to this?
Okay.
Do you agree that Platon?
That's not the case in Neoplatonism, though.
Wait, hold on. Do you think that the theory of form transcends duality? Do you think the theory of form transcends duality?
Yes.
You think? Oh, you think so? Do you know what you just did?
But
you just conceded to my point.
He would be able to destroy the astral plane, which is closer, which is on the mind of God. You're becoming closer to the mind of God.
Why would he be able to destroy the astral plane if he exists in the past, present, and future?
Because Sonic was able to access it, and Sonic in the Secret Rings.
Okay, so why is Solaris able to destroy it?
Because Darkspine Sonic and Alph Layla Walela did.
You said they accessed it. If he exists in the past, present, and future, then he's in a state where he just exists in the past, present, and future. He's supposed to exist above it. above him not exist in the past, present, and future. Or as a matter of fact, ZaStando, define to me what duality is.
Yeah. So, two. Do
Do you know what duality is?
yeah, I know what duality is.
Tell me what duality is.
Okay. Two. The space.
Two opposite things, basically. Two oppositions. Being unlike and like are opposites.
Okay.
So if he's in a state where he just exists in the past, present, and future, then he's not in a state where he's not doing that, right? So he's abiding
Okay, but
by
here's what
what
I'm saying: the Arabian is a multiverse with the astral plane.
it's a multiverse with the astral plane. Do you know what a
Yeah, the
multiverse
Arabian
is?
Nights is a multiverse. I know
Do you
this
know what
gets.
a multiverse is?
Hmm.
Do you know what a multiverse is?
Well,
Okay,
collection of
hang
many
on.
worlds.
Answer this question. Do you think an astral plane exists beyond the concept of dimensions?
It is.
It does. Do you think the
It
astral
does.
plane? It does, right?
Yeah.
You're saying that's included in the multiverse?
All I'm saying is that it
Did you
was.
say that's included in the multiverse?
Hmm?
Did you say that's included in the multiverse?
It's.
It's
Uh,
is it?
it's shown in the world of the.
Is it included in the multiverse? Yes or no?
I'm not getting what you're trying to ask here.
You said it was included in the multiverse.
Hmm?
You said okay. You
The
said,
astral plane is in the world of the Arabian Nights. It's above infinite spaces.
but you said it exists in the multiverse.
Okay. So the astral plane can be reached beyond the physical world.
So okay,
And
just say that. Just retract the statement of it existing in the multiverse. Just retract that statement.
it doesn't.
Okay,
But
thank you. Okay, go ahead.
okay. You're saying that Solaris would need to exist throughout all time and not exist throughout all time.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying?
It's supposed to exist beyond the duality of those two. He can't just be one. That's not existing above it. This is like saying that if I exist inside of a house, right, and I'm able to destroy that house, so I transcend it, right? I'm a transcendental life form to that house. I'm able to exist above the duality of being in that house and not being beyond that house, of not being in that house. That's what you're saying.
Okay, I'm looking for.
Hmm?
I'll be right back.
Yikes. This is pretty rough for ZaStando. It's getting uploaded on YouTube too, so. That's kind of the worst part. And this might be used against ZaStando because he was, well, I heard that he bitched at Neo because Neo lost a lot of debates on YouTube. Right? All the debates Neo had on YouTube, he apparently lost them. So this is the only debate that he has had on YouTube that. Oh, I don't want to be that guy right now. No, I'm not blaming Neo. I know.
I'm listening.
What? No, I was talking to I was Asperg. It's Asperger's, but I know you're joking. I was talking to Axiom. You can go and look what you're looking for.
All right.
Hmm? Wait, ZaStando, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Do you think you can beat Naya?
What?
Do you think you can beat Naya Roby? Or do you think he's stupid?
I'm not answering anything.
Just answer. It's not like I'm not gonna snitch on you. I'm not gonna tell Naya. Don't worry. I don't want you to get bullied, but by them, but just answer.
Dude, you think I'm worrying about being bullied?
Huh?
Oh, geez, you should. Wow, you
No,
missed a lot.
just answer. Do you think Naya Roby is an idiot or something?
Not answering the question, man. Not answering.
Okay. Well, if you hypothetically say yes, I'm just gonna say, if you can't beat me, you're not beating Naya. I said, if you can't beat me, you're not going to beat Naya. It is literally impossible.
That's not exactly how it works, or anything.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
If you cannot beat me in a debate, right? I've steelmanned you, and I've made you concede multiple times, right? If I've done that to you, then you are not beating Nairobi.
Whatever you say, buddy.
Yes, what I'm saying is objective. Nairobi is leagues above.
Not really.
He is. I mean, if you don't want to accept it, that's fine. But he has the Lord of Debater role inside the Pirate server, and every time I've debated Nairobi, he's end up winning. So if you're not going to beat me, you are not beating Nairobi.
Well, it's depending on the subject.
No, any subject, you're not going to beat him on.
No.
ZaStando, I've steelmanned you multiple times. I've made you concede multiple times.
That was for a reason.
Well, whatever the reason is, you still conceded. And if that's the case, I'm just saying because I saw him talk shit about Nairobi. So I was just wondering if you actually think Nairobi is a bad debater. But he said he's not answering. So I'm just saying that if hypothetically he says yes, right? Well, it's a bad position to hold because Nairobi is way better than me. But you can continue and find this. You can continue to look for his scan. Thanks, Axiom. I'm not insulting ZaStando because like being worse than Naya, that's not a bad thing, right? He just has like claims that
I came here to debate about my premise.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Only to be compared to a trap.
Well, he's a smart trap.
Yeah, but a trap nonetheless. I'm
Well,
not
what's wrong
even.
with being a trap? What if he looks
I
like a...
had one more thing to say, but I'm not.
Wait, hold on. If he looks like a girl but has a dick, what's wrong with that?
Well, you like it?
I mean, I don't like Niall. I mean, in a love sense, but
I know.
I'm just
I know
asking.
what you're doing under the sheets, man.
What?
I know. I know what you're doing under the sheets, bro.
What am I doing under the sheets?
You're beating your meat to guys.
Can you prove that? I don't know, Axiom. All I said was he's not beating Naya, and he said,
Yeah. You said what's wrong with that in
yeah,
such an intense
okay,
tone. I'll be
okay,
like, what?
okay. If I ask, let's say, what's wrong with old people? Does that mean I'm masturbating to old people?
But that's
No,
that's not the relation though.
yes, it
That's
is
not
because
even the context.
I'm just asked. No, because you said there's something wrong with traps, and I said, what's wrong
Well,
with having feminine
like it's like
characteristics but having a penis?
it's
That
basically
doesn't
a
mean that.
female with a
That doesn't
dick.
mean
You ever
okay.
been to Thailand, man?
That doesn't
Thailand?
mean okay. That doesn't mean I'm masturbating to him. I'm just asking you what's wrong with it.
You don't know what
Okay.
a joke is, do you?
Well, a joke's supposed to be funny. That joke wasn't funny.
I never said it was. I just
Well, it's
make
a
it
stupid joke.
anyway.
It's kind of
It's a stupid joke, but I said it
it's
anyway.
making you look
It's been
illogical.
done.
That's what I'm saying. But go back to finding what you're finding. All I'm saying, if you're not beating me, you're not beating Naya. Just don't, just don't
Whatever you
take it
say,
to
buddy, man. Whatever you say.
heart. Like I can't. What happened to pirate server? Hang on.
Anyhow.
Did you find what you find? ZaStando. I, I can't believe you got offended by that, but if it makes you feel any better, there's things that I don't agree with Nyan. Just that if I debate him, I would get clapped. So
No. We don't need to talk about that.
I'm just saying.
I am not good.
Like anybody who talks shit about him, right, and confronts him on it, there's always a 100% chance that they lose.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I don't care who he is.
Okay.
Honestly,
The reason okay, ZaStando,
the
the reason
reason
why
why I don't debate him
okay,
is
yes.
because of something he did that made me angry.
Okay, so this is sidetracking. Axiom, you're right.
Yeah, it is sidetracking. You
Let's
brought Nia into a Sonic debate, man.
yeah, I was asking because you talked shit about him, but my bad. Continue with your point. Axiom. Oh man. And the reason why I sidetracked is because you're taking forever to find this gun. I don't know. We went over super dimensional. We went over 11 dimensional. We're going over Neoplatonism.
Wait. Didn't we go over something else?
I don't recall.
Schrodinger's cat's many worlds interpretation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We went over many worlds interpretation.
Wait, what was the conclusion of that one anyway?
You conceded.
Wait, did I?
Yes, you did.
No, wasn't I finding something that I said we'll get back to it?
What?
Didn't I say
No,
something
no,
else like?
no. I steelmanned you and said that even if it was infinite dimensional, the consistency of what Eggman was talking about in relation to him destroying everything was that it's in regards to time being converted into nothingness. So I steelmanned the position that they actually exist, but Solaris still wouldn't scale to it. And you conceded.
So, no, let me go over that a little bit. So, because it talks about time more than anything else, it undermines the fact that you can destroy absolutely anything.
I'm saying in the context, everything means time. I'm not saying it's undermining everything. That's a straw man. Because Eggman has made it more explicit of what he was talking about in what the manual relates to. Because the manual is supposed to go
It
over.
doesn't. It just talks about time.
Wait,
But the manual refers to everything.
hold on. Do you agree that the manual is supposed to go over everything inside of a game?
Yeah, it goes over everything inside of the game.
It's supposed to go over everything inside of the game, right? So whatever happens in the game,
but
it's supposed
but
to.
in that instance, it specifies that there are much higher stakes.
Hold on. So if it goes over everything inside of the game, it's put it in different contextual phrasing. It still means that it's
But
going to
it has
destroy
more
everything.
reliability from an official source.
The game is an official source. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
The game is
a guide based off
the game is literally like what was made and sold out to the audience. If anything, it's more official than the manual itself. Considering it
more
itself,
official than official.
it's within itself, the game itself.
So
what the manual is supposed to
undermine the
No.
statement? Yes or no?
Repeat what I just said to you.
I heard what you said, but I still don't get it.
Repeat it.
Okay, you said that that Eggman talks about what it meant and about time and space.
No,
That's my summary.
no. I never said that what Eggman. I never said that it's under the context about what Eggman said about time and space. I said that when the manual is saying that he's destroying everything.
It mentions
right?
like three things that's not even said.
Hold on. When the manual says it's destroying everything, and since the manual is going over everything in the game, that means it's different contextual phrasing. The game says time is going to be reverted to nothingness, so everything is being meant as time in regards to nothingness. And this makes more sense considering that it's from the perspective of the hedgehogs, because if time is reverted to nothingness, then that means that Sonic wouldn't have access to anything else, because if you destroy the universe, everything inside of the universe would get destroyed, obviously.
Actually,
Or infinite, or the amount of timelines that exist inside of the Sonic continuity, but you get the gist. This debate is back. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the the Naya point. I just thought it was funny that ZaStando said that I masturbated to a trap.
There's nothing wrong. I thought you said there's nothing wrong with it.
I never said there's. Yeah, it's going on long. Okay, let's not sidetrack again. We can do this after conclusions. Do you want to conclude now, or because I think I've gone over my sufficient points.
I disagree with some things, but
Okay,
overall,
it doesn't matter. Do you want to conclude?
huh?
Are you okay? Is it a case where you're conceding, or do you want to conclude?
Dude.
Pardon?
Oh, like you gotta stop talking.
I'm lagging out.
Okay.
ZaStando, do you want to conclude?
All thing is,
Pardon?
you don't wait. Okay.
Because I want to conclude. I'm really tired, and I just want to go back to reading Devilman. Because you said on Versus Battle Wiki you wanted to debate me on this, so I said, all right, fuck it, I'll just debate you on
Yeah,
this.
I did.
Okay, so I've already gotten my point across. Well, we'll leave it to the judges to answer who won. So, do you want to conclude?
I'm pretty sure they'll just say it's you. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm sure it's me too. But okay, Axiom, you don't have to give a judgment since you already say I won. But
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from Striker if he can, but he can text it out if he wants to. So, do you want conclusions or not, or is this debate over?
I mean, that's
Huh?
I I can see.
You concede?
Yeah.
Okay, so there doesn't need to be any judges, and there doesn't need to be any conclusions. That means I've won.
Uh huh.
All right.